PEI is trying their own version of UBI for a short time here, except for it's not UBI. It's just called a BI, basic income for specific people. And it's a little up in the air how they're actually going to be conducting this a little bit. I don't know if it was possible, but they managed to do it in this case. They managed to come up with a bum version of just a bad idea in the first place. Like you wanted UBI, but then you came up with like the discount version of UBI, which still sucks.
The wish version of UBI.
It's terrible. It's the worst ill-thought thing in my life. We're just adding another government program that somehow needs to be funded. We don't know how we're going to fund it. We have affordable housing issues. Still can't figure out that, but we're just going to add another expense to the issues that we're facing as a province.
They call it TBI, like targeted basic income, which is funny because in medicine, TBI is traumatic brain injury. And I'm like, I think somebody does have a traumatic brain injury to think this is like the way to go. Because like you said, the only promise with UBI is the fact that it's universal, that everybody would get it, that it would be leveling the playing field. But that's not what they're looking for. They're looking at TBI and they're like, if you're old, you're going to get it. And if you're extremely poor, you'll get it. And everybody else in the middle, sorry, you're screwed still. And the other thing with UBI was the idea that the promise of consolidating services into one payment was actually going to reduce all the administrative overhead and make it affordable. And so they were like very clear. They're like, we're not removing any other programs. All the other programs are going to stay as is. I was just like, oh, you've just completely gutted the entire concept. So anybody who's like UBI all the way, I'm like, this is not an example. You can't compare this. This is literally an apple to an orange. And I get it where like UBI comes from. It's like the idea that people who are struggling, if you give them money, 9 times out of 10, it's going to help them stop struggling. But the problem is like, it's like, why are they struggling in the first place? Let's go upstream a little bit, like what causes the struggle? Oh, well, maybe the fact that, we're printing money, like it's, like we want to make it rain. I just don't understand where they think that this is a good idea. And then to think that like, when I actually read the article, they were saying like, oh, this is going to be a testing ground for, for the federal government to actually see how this works. I'm like, of course it is, because when the first thing that I said about that UBI bill that they put through, I was like, this isn't UBI. They're specifically saying different provinces will get different amounts, different people will get different amounts, different groups will get different amounts. There's nothing universal about that. It's definitely not basic. Yeah. Like, just, it's stupid.
Article did say too that they were looking to get federal help with this as well, which is the only real way that they can even remotely try to pull this off. But they'll test it out. It will go terribly, but it will get reported back to the feds that it was the most amazing thing since sliced bread. Worked out. Awesome. Let's try to implement it across various other regions in the country and see where it goes.
See, I don't think it will work terribly. I think it will work wonderfully because you're enriching different populations in a very small area. Like there's more signatures on that bill than there are people in all of PEI. So the fact that like there's more people in Bedford, Nova Scotia, which is just a section of the city of Halifax, than there are in all of PEI. The fact that it's a province is ridiculous.
Yeah, you're just going after PEI. Dog.
PEI, I'm sorry. Your potatoes are great. You've got some good, artists that come out of your island, but my God, you're like not big enough to be a province.
Gee.
When we talk about other UBI experiments, they've always been very, very small, very localized, and it's the difference between people who have now been enriched to those who have not that has caused the change. And so now we're looking at this again. And not only, like, not everybody in PEI is even getting it. Yeah. It's a fraction of that fraction of people. So it's like, because it's TBI, it's targeted basic income. So yeah, I hate it.
Yeah. I recant what I said earlier. You're right. It's going to go great. And everyone's going to be like, oh yeah, we should do it. And it's like, oh yeah, it worked on 10,000 people. Congratulations. Yep. Woo! Well.
And don't worry, our tax dollars will pay for it. And then they'll wonder, why is inflation bad again?
Where did that come from? Oh, it's just another, $50 million that the government just said went missing. We don't know where it went.
No. The amount that this is going to cost them for this program, they estimate to be over $700 million. Yeah.
For this PEI one?
Yeah.
No.
Yep. Bring up.
Dude, that's how much they're paying Shohei Ohtani for the Dodgers, bro. Shohei Ohtani could buy a UBI program for PEI.
So I was wrong.
Fact check that.
Yeah.
Such a program would come with a significant price tag, estimated at 260 million per year, almost 100 million more than the current budget for the entire PEI Department of Social Development and Housing.
Okay, so maybe if it was $260 million per year, then the lifespan of the pilot, I guess, would probably be 700 million.
Sheesh. Get these people out of the office, man. I'm done.